Well, we're here today doing our legacy series for the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation. We're looking at the impact that the organization has had on the Bahamas over the years, and indeed we are actually interviewing some of our esteemed alumni of the program, and we have with us Mrs. Stankisha Pinder, who was a 1998 nominee, fourth place winner of the program. So you were here in the actual infancy of the program. That was only the second year that the program was actually in existence. And so I just want you to just explain to us, well, obviously, how did you hear about it? And what did you feel as being nominated by your school to participate?
Well, I heard about it in school. You had your administrators who were the ones at that time to choose who would represent their school, who they would nominate. And so I never had any intention, okay, I'm going to be nominated, because I didn't feel as though I had what it took, to be honest.
Well, I was just in grade 6, running around school. The teachers came to me and they told me to take a letter home to my parents. I took the letter home, my parents said, oh, you've been nominated for the Student of the Year competition. I had no idea what it was. I was just like, well, I'm going back to school tomorrow, and get my homework done, and then we carry on with life. So I really found out about it through my parents and I guess school sending.
So I vividly remembered it because I think it was my principal who would have come and taken me out of class and kind of pulled me aside and spoken to me and said, there's this program that we're going to recommend you for. It's really for 6th grade students, but we think you're doing well, and you would represent St. Thomas more well, and we wanted to kind of get you in there. And so I remembered that and remember feeling special, feeling honored, feeling like, okay, I guess I'm doing something good or something right here.
If I could remember, my principal at that time, she came to me and she told me, say, there's a program that we would like for you to apply because we think you're deserving of it. And that's how I ended up finding about it, but otherwise than that, I didn't know anything in reference to the program.
Yeah, so I was at QC at the time, Queen's College, and I've been there since grade 2. It was really through my teachers, through the principal there. They mentioned it. They mentioned they were looking to nominate 2 students at the time. This was back when it was small, so we had 2 students from each school. And it was really through that. They mentioned the program, they mentioned what it was doing. Obviously it sounded cool. I was in grade 6 at the time, I think. It was 20 years ago, so I'm trying to remember. It was really through that I was introduced.
At the beginning, when they chose me, I was like, me? I'm being nominated to represent my school. And I was in the 5th grade at the time of the program. And so being 11-year-old students who, I just did things. I was involved. I loved helping other people. I just did my schoolwork. I never once felt as though I would be rewarded for it. And lo and behold, they chose me to represent St. Thomas More in the 1998 program.
Well, I was actually surprised because I would say that I missed the whole grade 4 basically due to my medical illness at that time. And then I missed some of grade 5. So to come back, and I came back strong. I got active and I made myself known and visible. But I'm sure there were other students who was there, who I think was deserving of it as well. So to know that they picked me, it was a lot. I was surprised, but it was shocking. I was like, wow.
It was awesome. I was elated at the time. It was nice to be able to represent, my school. I can go. This is something I'm talented at. I'm good. I've studied. We put together. And so it was a real honor to be chosen alongside Aaron Turnquist at the time. He was the other student who came with me, and it was just nice that you were recognized in such a way, especially at a young age.
Initially, when we started to build the portfolio, it started to hit me, but I just thought it's just another project. Primary school, you always have projects you have to do. But when I went to Government House and I saw the students, then it hit me. These are a lot of people. And that's when I started to become a little overwhelmed. Like, I have to read all of these people. And then of course, on the Student of the Year day, I looked around and it really was a lot of people, and then their parents and their families, and it was just a lot for me at the time.
Take me back to that night. How did you feel as you came and you saw all of your peers from the other schools representing their respective schools?
It was a breathtaking experience, I must say. Firstly, it was held at Government House. So having the privilege to go to Government House, you felt royal. It was a sense of royalty for me. And sitting in the program, and as they were calling all of the students' names from different schools, you realize that yes, you might have been one of the top in your school, but now you're going against other schools in the Bahamas. And so that was a really remarkable experience for me, nerve-wracking as well. Even especially in the program, as you got closer to the winner being called, and you just sat there, and after a while I was like, okay, my name hasn't been called yet, all right, okay, that's fine.
I mean, it was awe-inspiring. I think it was only the second time I've been to Government House when I went. It was a huge experience. The last time I went, I was tiny. I went, and we were going to Governor General's there, getting all our medals, all being honored. We're all winners, as Ricardo always says.
Right.
And then obviously the night of the actual Student of the Year award ceremony was, sitting in this massive auditorium with, I can't remember, maybe 100 students at the time, 60 everywhere. It was, it's really a thing to behold, both for me, my family, everyone.
I was like, oh Lord, what to do? And I can remember my Grammy saying, whether you win or not, you're the best student of the year ever in her eyes.
I think at that point, most of what you do in primary school is really internal.
Yes.
And so to be able to see and meet the other students, I think that's something that I remembered. I don't really remember it from a competition aspect, but I remember the camaraderie and just sort of being there with the other students, and it felt more like a celebration of academic success and other successes that students would have had.
What would you say was the most exciting thing for you in the competition?
The most exciting part of the competition was actually leaving the stage after I got my award, just because there was so much anxiety waiting on the award, and then going on the stage and looking around and seeing all the people that holding the award and looking at the crowd and having to take a photo. So the most exciting part was after, when I was like, okay, I'm out of the spotlight, I feel comfortable now. That's what it is.
When you had that moment, okay. Even leading up to that, what do you think, what was your level of expectation, or did you have a level of expectation?
I don't think I did. As long as I was confident that I did what I needed to do, and as I said at the beginning, nothing I did was to look for recognition. I just was being myself, and I continue to take that with me throughout my life, whereas just be yourself, do what you need to do. At the end of the day, I would tell others that people are watching you, either it be good, either it be bad. Your character and who you are travels with you wherever you go. So there wasn't any expectation, but I was excited already to know that I was representing my school.
Well, this is kind of twofold. I'm sure most of the students there, they were one of the top students in their school. So when someone says Student of the Year competition, you've been nominated, you may not necessarily know what nominated means, so you think, okay, I'm going to win an award for something. And then when you get there and you see everybody and you realize, wow, I may not win anything. that was probably the biggest thing.
Besides meeting other students in the same category as me, I get to see, and I guess that what made me come back to this day, to see how everybody was working to make sure that the Student of the Year in the Bahamas are well known and that they get what is deserving of them. Not just, oh, go to McDonald's or what's not, but to go to the Government House and shake hands and get our medal, and then to go to the ceremony on Saturday and then to watch it on the ZNS broadcast and everything. It felt, I think, to make it known that we were the Student of the Year was the most exciting thing for me.
Yes, okay.
Besides being recognized small, it was recognized
the whole nation, the whole country,
Yes.
I think the run-up to it, so I really enjoyed, getting the portfolio together, working with my family, we went through all, history of photos going back like 5 or 6 years, so finding exactly. So finding all the things I'd done, looking through all the memories, writing a speech, and imagining I think our year it was the ideal Bahamas, and envisioning an ideal Bahamas, and just going through all that and thinking about that was quite cool.
So would you say that that experience, did that have any impact on you moving forward as you continue, I'm sure, to achieve much great things as you continue your scholastic career?
I think it did. I think one of the important things, especially in your very fledgling stages when you're very impressionable, one of the most important things to do for young people is to provide incentives, to provide support. So I think what that did for me was show that if you do well, if you continue on this path, if you achieve academic excellence, there are rewards for this. Again, the societal and social rewards, for example, your family and your friends, your parents being proud of you and wanting to celebrate you. And again, as a young kid, having a trophy to display is also kind of a reward.
Cool,
so it's cool, something to show. So I think it did have an impact on me in that, okay, these are the kind of things you can expect if you continue to do well.
Most definitely it had an impact. I would say once you become a nominee of the Student of the Year Foundation, you gain an extended family. You are with them forever. You are with them. So even though now presently in 2022 it's garnered towards 6th grade students, it doesn't stop there. We have members that follow you throughout your entire life to see how you're doing, what you're doing, how well you're doing, and you're celebrated. And that's one thing that I love about the program, and I feel as though it's impacted me, because then you have someone that's always looking out for you and ready to celebrate your accomplishments, either it be small or either it be a large accomplishment in your life.
Since then, I would have received a scholarship. Had I not received that scholarship, I don't think I would have gone to St. Augustine's College. So that kind of propelled me to actually go to the school that I went to. And then after that, it was kind of a chain reaction. You had some momentum, and I went to College of Bahamas, now University of Bahamas. I stayed there for 3 years, and then I realized, okay, I wanted to do something abroad. And I went to Taylor University to finish my bachelor's in accounting. Ended up working at KPMG. My Certified Information Systems Auditor designation, and now basically in information security and IT audit. So from that, everything just kind of rolled into where I am today. So I think it was important that that happened, because that possibly could have changed the trajectory of my whole life at that point.
That is huge. I think the biggest thing it did, especially such a young kid, like you mentioned, an impressionable age, you get this massive boost of confidence. All of us were sitting there, whether winner or not, right? So obviously I won, it was great, I really enjoyed it and all the stuff that came with it, but everyone who was there throughout the entire night, and every year you go, it's, you all work hard, you're all winners, you've all done well, and to hear adults who know what's going on, who know how life works, who are telling you, a 6th grader, to hear that you're doing the right thing and this is the right path and keep working hard, it makes a huge difference as you go through high school, as you go into college, as you go into later life. To keep pushing, keep striving, keep trying for things you might win, you might not, and just, what I mean? It's that boost of confidence that I think was the biggest thing for me.
At that time, I didn't know that the Student of the Year too had some Greek affiliation with it as well. You had those in the Greek stepping in and stepping up and doing their part. So when I finally found out about that as I was doing my research and to join in a sorority program, and I saw that, I was like, oh, I was in that program. I remember seeing these names and this color was, and I was like, okay, so in choosing the sorority that I decided to go with, which is Dr. Simmons said, the Sorority Incorporated, it made me say, all right, I see my sorority making a difference from then, so I can imagine now. I wanted to be that person also to make a difference in the life of others. And like I say, y'all made us feel special that whole entire weekend. So because it was something that y'all did for us, I wanted to now give back to those who come in behind me, so they can also feel special and know that you excelling in school, you get rewards.
Yes.
Not just your little simple, like I say, McDonald's or something, but you get recognized by the country for doing the most outstanding schoolwork in your school.
What have you achieved since then, both scholastically, career-wise?
Okay. From then, I went on to St. Augustine's College, and then I went to the then COB, the College of Bahamas, to pursue my Bachelor's of Education. I was the commencement speaker to represent my graduating class at COB, and so I just realized that I must continue to do well. I am now the principal of Ginosko Center for Academic Excellence, and I just continue to pour into any student that comes into my path what I gained, and it's not solely about the academics. Any student that I've taught, they can tell you that Mrs. Pinder is not solely about the academics, but who you are as a person. Because at the end of the day, you don't walk around with your report card stapled to your chest so people can see your grades. People see who you are. People hear how you speak. People, your mannerisms and the respect you have for your peers and your elders. So it's been an awesome pathway for me and a stepping stone to where I am now.
Looking back, it showed me that there are things outside of your bubble that you can strive to achieve. And since that time, I've always tried to find out what I can do better, where I can go further. And in that way, I get allowed to look forward, look to the future, and make sure that I continue to achieve, continue to learn, and to be motivated to be the best that I can be.
After the competition, I got to stay at Queen's College. Obviously, it's the best school in the Bahamas. Why would I go anywhere else? Then I was valedictorian in my grade, won a number of subject awards. I went on to Wharton School of Business in the States, one of the Ivies. I've come back, worked at a variety of different banks on the island. Initially, I wasn't sure about being back home. Now I know there's nowhere else I'd want to be. It's the best place on earth. And now I run my own business with a business partner of mine. I run a fund management business. And I think, like I said, it's these small impetuses throughout your life that push you along that way and push you to take risks, try to succeed. And that was one of the first ones, I think.
Describe to me what you were feeling when you actually heard your name called for you to now stand up and come and get your trophy.
At first, when I heard my name go, I thought I'd win. I honestly thought it was over. I thought I'd have won. But to hear my name called, I got up. I was like, I win. I was excited. I was also I wouldn't say a little sad, because then when I heard my name called and I looked back and I still see people sitting there like, y'all didn't win, I felt sorry for them. Not knowing that I wasn't even the winners yet. But it was very exciting. I felt happy. I felt like I was important as well. I felt like I made it. I have become a star also. And then to see when as I was walking up on stage, to see my family in the back cheering, I know that I made them proud. So I felt even more accomplished at that time.
Well, early on, you think, please don't call my name very early. And then as the list goes on, you just transition to, somebody please call my name. So during the whole process, it was very overwhelming. That was probably the most I sweat at that point in my life. I'm sitting there, my legs are shaking, my hands are shaking, just because of the uncertainty. And like you said, I touched back on the expectations question. I had some going in, but after seeing the people, I had none after that.
Describe how it felt when you heard your name announced as the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year, the winner. How did that feel?
It was awesome. I mean, like, they read details of the student going on to it, right? So I remember Erin got, I think she was on the second runner-up or third runner-up in my every year. I thought, oh, it was awesome. At least someone from QC got something. We're good. You know, we did well for our school. And then you start hearing, okay, these kids, the swim, these kids in the music club. And you start to hear little bits and pieces, and then right near the end, you're like, oh, that's me. And they announced it. And my legs were jelly, like I couldn't move. But I look back, my parents are cheering, you know. It's just an amazing feeling, and I think it's so good. You know, every year when I go back, when you can see that look on the kid's face, and these are young kids who don't experience it in primary school. In high school, you get it. In college, you get it. But you know, it's so nice for them and overwhelming to see that. So it's great.
I mean, it was exciting. You know, to be at that age again, receiving accolades, you know, a trophy at that time, and sort of special honor. I was excited. I think I was just happy to you know, not to be cliche, but happy to be there. You know, I was excited.
As you look at the program actually today, would you say that the program today is still relevant and has a significant impact for the students of today?
Most definitely, I would say that the program plays a major role in what is happening now. Not even just the growth that it has encountered from the prizes to now, the growth of the number of students, the population that's impacting. If you look at social media, if you look at our news outlets, there's so much negativity that is being highlighted, and for when you have something that focuses on the positive with the students, because I feel as though the primary school is a foundation. So if you have something that focuses on that, it is well perceived, and students can take it on as they move in their life.
Yes, it definitely does. It definitely, especially, I guess, as those who are now in the program, the Student of the Year, to see former Student of the Year in the program coming, I mean, who's in the program now, coming back to volunteer, to give their hand and whatever they could do. Like, when we meet these kids and when the ceremony come and you talk to them, I think when you talk to them, they see, oh, this was someone who was once in in the position that I'm in now, and they making a difference. I think that was some way help them along the way as they get older and go into high school and then eventually leave school and make that career choice. I think that too will play a factor in them. Would be like, I remember when I was in the Student of the Year program, and there was someone who was there once there in my same footsteps that I were in, and now making a difference in other students' life. I would like to want to be like them. Like, you'd be surprised how you could impact someone's life just by speaking to them, or they seeing you doing something. And
it's vitally important. You know, it's one of the reasons why I keep connected to the program, I keep coming back, is because, you know, life is all about what we focus on. If you focus on all the bad stuff, all the things, if you focus on the successes of young children, if you encourage them, if you tell them that they're going in the right direction and focus on the good things they do, they'll become good young adults, good leaders in our community. And especially because there still, I think, exists a pocket where there's not much else for kids of that age. It's incredibly important.
Absolutely, I think it's still relevant. Simply because the impact it had on me and where I was able to go, and even the fact that afterwards I was looking for a way to get back involved in the Student of the Year competition. It shows that they do have an impact in the community. So it's still relevant, and especially gives students opportunities that they may not otherwise have, because after that they still get scholarships. You may get to go to certain schools that you wouldn't have in the past. So it's,
well, I mean, just the fact that the program still exists and it's grown and it's thriving shows you the relevance, shows you the importance. You know, things don't last 20 and 30 years if they aren't relevant. And so that alone, I think, shows the relevancy. To my knowledge, it still perhaps is one of the only, if not the only or preeminent awards and sort of recognition organization for students at the primary school level.
Yes.
So I think it's crucially important, as I said, in those very impressionable years to provide that support, that guidance, that encouragement to young people, so that even at that young age, they know that what they're doing is not in vain.
To the youth of the nation, always put your best forward. Always do things with a good heart. If you look at the Bible tells us that God used David, a shepherd boy. Moses was an orphan, and so many people that you would not think would make such a great impact. You have the ability, no matter your age, no matter your socioeconomic background, you have the ability, as long as you believe in yourself, any and everything is possible. Everyone is not going to be a lawyer. Everyone is not going to be a teacher. Focus on your strengths. Do what you feel as though in your heart is your goal and your mindset for you to achieve in your life. And find someone that pushes you to do that. Focus on the positive. Find someone who can propel you to help you gain the knowledge and understanding that you need to. And with faith as small as a mustard seed, you can accomplish any and everything that you put your mind to.
Well, for the students that are coming up, even for adults now, what I learned throughout this process, from primary school to high school, just throughout life, two things: keep learning and accept criticism. You have to keep learning in order to advance, in order to get into places that you want to. You have to keep learning. You have to expand your knowledge base. You have to be able to hold conversations with people. You have to learn different skills. So always keep learning. Accept criticism. Certain things are criticism that you can use to improve. Certain things may be irrelevant to you, but make sure you accept the criticism. You look internally and actually see what is true, and take a real look at yourself and try to improve on those things. And after you accept that criticism, of course, you continue to learn.
Keep going. You are on the right path. Achieving success, academic excellence, valuing education, valuing sport, all of that is very important. And although you may not see the importance of it now, it shows in the years to come. And so what I would want to do is to just give you a word of encouragement to say, continue on the path. The fact that you are here, the fact that you are watching this shows that you are doing the right things. And so continue on the path, and success will be at the end of the tunnel.
Do not, and I repeat, do not give up. Stay persistent. Stay persistent. Be determined. Have perseverance. I remember the song say, I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at this, I can be where I want to be. So once you set your mind on something that you are, or that you want to exceed or excel in life, I would say keep it as your goal. Keep it at the level of your eyes so that you can see it. And as you get closer to it, you can reach it and touch it. And they say the sky is the limit. Go beyond the sky, because there are more beyond the sky. Stay focused. Much listen to our parents, listen to our elderly, listen to anyone that's giving you words of encouragement. It might seem boring at that time, but listen to it and take peace and peace and peace from whatever someone has to tell you in your life. Stay out of trouble. If you see negativity, go the opposite way. Please stay out of trouble. I know it's hard, fresh with prayer pressure this time in our life. Stay focused, be determined, listen to your elders, and lastly, put God first. And everything that you do, put God first. And everything that you do, put God first. It might seem small to you, but trust me, put God first and you'll be surprised of the outcome.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to have our little discussion today. And we just trust that this would just be an encouragement and impactful to those who will see it now and whenever in the future.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you too for interviewing me.